Would you like to see every single page of my Happy Hooses book? I tend to do a full flip through for all of my books when they come out, and I haven't done one yet. Now, last week, just to catch you up, I did give away a coloring sheet, but I also walked you through how to render this completely in real time. So if you haven't watched that one yet, I hope you'll check it out after you watch the whole flip through of my whole book today. And next week, don't kill me, but I have another top secret book that I've published. It's not out yet, but I'm going to show you that next week. I'm so naughty. I know, I love books so much. Okay, but more on that later. In the meantime, let's have a look. And without further ado, I present to you Happy Hooses. Hooses is a Scottish slang, if you will, for house. And it has been my dream to own a little Scottish cottage of my own, which is why I'm also dedicating this book to my dreams. So thank you if you have purchased. You are helping me make my dream a reality, and from the bottom of my heart, I really, really appreciate it. All your support is huge. So, as in all of my books, I start off nice and easy. In the first 5 books of this series, 4 rather, this is book 5, I'm using the Prima sets, and I decided to take a little hiatus from that and work with these Kuretake sets in the meantime, just because when I get bored, I get uninspired. So working with a new set for just to take a break reinvigorates my enthusiasm for creating books like this. But you don't need to buy these paints. You don't need to buy the Prima paints. And that is because for all of the projects in all of the books, I actually show you, I give you the actual paint swatches and samples. So all you have to do is eyeball the similar colors. Someone recently got really mad that I didn't use the Prima, but this is exactly why I give you the colors. You can go into your stash and you can look at your yellows and be like, oh my gosh, you know what? Cadmium yellow is exactly the same as the saffron yellow, so I know that I can just use that. So that's exactly why these are here for you. So you never have to buy anything. I see it right here. You never need to buy what I'm using. I always encourage you to just use what you have. And that is true for all of my online courses as well. But that being said, I always like to give you the full information on exactly what I'm using and how I'm using it, so that those are the 2 sets that I'm using. Now, the last 2 YouTube videos I published most recently were 2 projects using these exact colors and the same exact techniques that I'm teaching in Happy Hooses. So I will be sure to put the links to those in the description box for you so you can find them easily when you're ready to do a little project and have videos to help. We're talking about the importance of paper and the difference between rough, cold press, and hot press watercolor paper. I use hot press watercolor paper for all of my books. It makes drawing with mechanical pencils and a breeze, and watercoloring, it's all set up for that as well. Here are the 2 ways that I do my drawings, and so I'm giving you the options as well. And that is to do your drawings in pencil first and then just draw over them in fine liner. For those that are club members of mine, you know that's the way I always work for lessons. But you can also take your drawing, and this is probably the more common way that other artists I've seen do it, is where you do your whole drawing in pencil and then you overlay your final watercolor paper on top and then do that in drawing in pen rather than erasing, because purists will tell you that erasing really messes up the paper, but I'm like a sloppy, lazy artist, so I have no problems erasing all of those lines. I never have any trouble. It always works great. This is my little 2 cents on how to use the different nibs of the fine liners to your advantage to create more of a feeling of depth in your projects. And then I also go over my use of color pencils and how I go about choosing the shades for each project. And I also show you a picture of these are the exact literal color pencils that I'm using for each of the projects of the book. So I give you all the pencils I'm using, and I also show you all of the swatches for each one. And then here are the projects. We have Tumbly Tower, The drawing is always very step by step. So the official name of these books is Whimsical Watercolor and How to Draw. So I am teaching how to draw each of these step by step as well. So you have like your written directions down here, and then you can also just follow the diagrams as you will as well. And then we always have the colors in two-phase. The first color is always just straight watercolor. Let it dry, and then we always have the second ways to like level it up. How do we level it up? Is there a second layer of watercolor? Are we also adding colored pencils? And all of the 13 books in this book are made with the same exact process, which is awesome because then you can really repeat the same process over and over and really get the hang of it and really take your art to the next level. So this is an Airbnb, step by step. At the end of this video, I will show you some of the ones that I've seen in my Facebook group so far because they are looking phenomenal. And I love seeing which ones people do first. This is our neat and sweet, more of a classic Georgian style house. Lots of use of shade and shadows to really add dimensions. Houseplant hull. Come on now, they can't all just be boring houses. Love, love, love doing everyone is really different from one another, and I enjoyed it so much. And there's how to level it up. This one is the lofty lair, very high up in the air. And really getting to know and how to do those shadow regions is, I find, super enjoyable and also not hard whatsoever. Just simply follow along, read your instructions, grab your similar colors, whether you're using the same set or not, and go, go, go. Monochrome Hobbit home. And as I said here, it's actually not monochrome. It's actually an analogous color scheme. But I was just very tickled when I came up with that. And I was like, okay, that's wrong, but I'm gonna use it anyways. Here we go, our step by step. And then again, my favorite is the transition between the semifinal and final. I mentioned before, if you want to learn exactly how to do this, to go from this to the final, just check out last week's video. That would be wobbly cobbly. Okay, very, very step by step. And there it is in the book form, in case you followed along with me already. Besties Nesties. Oh, I love this one. The little nuances of all the little cracks here. And the signs and the bricks. This is a really good example of how using the different line weights makes a huge difference on how things read. Like this is very flat and one-dimensional, and this is very dynamic, and that's all just done with using fat, medium, and skinny fine liners. That's all that is. Couple that with shading in the right places, and you got tons and tons of dimension. Love this one. Our Shroomy Shelter. Another throwback to Scotland. I used to think, I didn't even know these mushrooms were real in real life until about 2 years ago when I was in Scotland with my bestie, and I saw these in person and I almost fell over. I was like, I thought those were fictional mushrooms. Now, since then I've learned they grow in like New York, and I had no idea. But yeah, I had a really fun time doing that. Oh, and also the secret to all this fun little greenery in here is all chalked up to just little sea sponge right here. So just a little fun fact, sneaking in a little extra tools here and there. This is the Rainbow Roost. Lots of splashes. Pretty much in every single one of my books, I have a rainbow version of something. And this is no, this is really primaries, but I need alliteration in my life. Pretty much all of my books, all the names are through alliteration, so could not make an exception there. I still had to do it. All right, so this is Lantern Lookout. This was a recommendation by one of my followers who said, you should do a lighthouse. And I was like, you're right, I should. And then I did, so thank you. I am always listening to my audience. I'm always taking your feedback and putting your writing to practice. I mean, these books are for you, so I for sure am going to look and listen. The Tapered Townhouse. Another little whimsical thing. The fun part about taking a square box is, and like a triangle roof, is like making the sides go in or making them go out or making a triangle bent this way or this way. And just messing with basic shapes is just part of the super fun. And just a little bit goes a long way to make them really whimsical and really wonky. And then the 13th house, of course, I was like, it has to be a Halloween house. It just has to be. And so here it is, step by step, all the way until the end with all my best suggestions and tips. And then of course, here are links to the YouTube videos that I've published already. So you can find them really easily just inside the book as well. And of course, I have a whole slew of other books. This is my 26th book, so I do other things besides whimsical watercolors as well. I do lots of things with markers and drawing and graphite. And here are more ways that we can connect. And then here is a sneak peek of volume 6, which is going to be Wing Things edition. So birds, think dragonflies, think cute little bugs. And I'm already diving into that. And as promised, I wanted to showcase some of the recent drawings and paintings that have been posted in my free Facebook group by different talented and awesome artists, which I love to show off here on YouTube as well. If you haven't joined my Facebook group, come and join us. It's super fun, and you can use the hashtag Karen's art books, and then that will automatically enter you to win a brand new art book of your choice. And we draw winners every single first day of the month all year long. So come and join, post, and play with us. But like I mentioned in the beginning, next week, actually, I'm going to be showing you my newest Halloween book, and we'll be doing a little exercise together as well. So subscribe and get prepared for that, because Halloween is coming. It's my favorite holiday, and I always have fun things going on during the whole month of October. So stay tuned for all the more information on that. I will see you next week. Bye.